What's up, guys? Brian back to talk about some Walking Dead Season 7 and really just to make some common sense about the theories going around and what Season 7 will probably start with. Now, it's going to start with the conclusion of the Negan lineup. I mean, it's going to pick up right where this left off, the nail biter, the cliffhanger, all that, whatever you want to call it. So one of these people will be dead by the guy in the middle, Mr. Negan. So post your comments below who you think it is. I've heard mixed reports of Michonne and Glenn and Daryl and Abraham, Eugene and this and blah, 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 blah. By 99 Gaming or whatever the freaking name are. Don't even listen to them. They're freaking all over the place. But ultimately, we got these 5. I don't think it's going to be one of these women. I just really don't see AMC having their head explode by a woman. I think it's going to be Glenn. I still think it's Glenn. Comic book. Well, that's too easy. That's too there. It's easy for them to do that. What just makes more sense going forward? You know, they're working on Head Explosions by Greg Nicotero. Look him up on Instagram, G Nicotero. But let's talk about what we got a little bit here, too. We have various other videos. Check them all out. Check it out, please. That'd be great. But the point of view is the biggest evidence that we got. Point of view, van theory. You got the 4 people: Daryl, Michonne, Rosita, Glenn. So you got Glenn in there as well. The hair and the eyes theory. Well, there's no hair in their eyes. They don't have hair in their eyes, so it can't be them. What are you talking about? That's the stupidest theory that I think you could think of. Hair in his eyes right there. The shot with Dwight before didn't have hair in his eyes, so they don't do that. Glenn here, looking at Nicholas before he shoots himself. He has a little bit on his face or whatever. Nothing in his eyes. There we go. They're not going to put hair on the lens. They're just not going to do that. They're going to have a point of view looking through his eyes. Don't worry about the hair. They're just not going to worry about that little menial task. I think it just makes sense to kill Glenn because Glenn's really not the best warrior and a fighter. They're going to have that for all out war going forward. Abraham's army. They're going to have to keep him around. You're like, oh, he could take it like a champ. Well, so could Glenn. He wants to survive for going forward. Abraham too, but I just think Abraham's a soldier. They're going to need him. They're going to need Sasha. They're going to need Eugene for the smarts. They're going to need those things. So I think going forward, it's war strategy on there. Glenn's not built for that. Abraham is. Abraham's a soldier. He's built for this. He loves this crap. You know, he's got all this stuff there too. He saved Glenn's ass numerous times there. But I think Glenn just has to go. It just makes more sense for him to go forward with that for the major part of the script of the comic. Killing Abraham doesn't make sense for him to lead, to be a soldier, to go forward, because it's going to be war. Eugene's not really built for this, but he's coming around more and more. He's got smart stuff, he's got the brains, he's got this. He did give the plans to Rick, so it does make sense that he could die because he has the plans. Abraham can show him, but I just think Eugene's got more to offer than Glenn going forward for that too. Glenn is linked to Maggie. Glenn's going to have the baby. Glenn dies, they go forward there too. That's the army looking forward. Look at how they're surrounded. Look how many people there are. That's just going to have to be a major war going forward. And Eugene, I think, has the brains for it. Using RPG style role-playing games and everything else, he can do it. Glenn, he was struggling when they were in the killing the saviors at the compound there too. They're sticking with the comic. Maggie's new haircut, going to go forward with the baby and Hilltop and everything there. We'll see what they do. They can change things for the show, but ultimately, who do you want on your army? Abraham or Glenn? I want Abraham. Glenn can't really do it. He struggled right here, killing the people to go forward on there too. And yes, killing a human being is terrible, but in the show and the aspect there too, it just makes sense. The foreshadowing. Is this the foreshadowing? Love it. Again, making sense. People just don't want to believe Glenn could die because they think they're going to mix it up. But keeping Abraham and Sasha alive for going against the saviors makes more sense than keeping Glenn alive. The writers can do whatever they want, and they will. They're going to keep this angle. They're going to not keep the angle. Post your comments below. Be respectful. Don't be calling us, insulting us, and do anything like that, please. But ultimately, here's the letter from Robert Kirkman. You can pause it, stop it, read it, but he's going to make up for the cliffhanger. It wasn't his fault, basically, to summarize it. But going forward, I still think it's Glenn. It makes the most sense going forward with Maggie to become stronger. The spoilers, become the leader of the Hilltop. But ultimately, I think Glenn needs to die for the story, and it just makes sense. That's too easy for them to do that, but it makes sense going forward, and that's what they're all about. So like, share, subscribe, post your comments below, guys, and thank you.